What's up, everybody? It's your boy Fury. Coming from a new desk. Set up a little bit different, but you guys can't see that. But anyway, let's not waste any time. I don't really have a fan base on here or people who really watch me live, so I just rather do these things because I know it's going to be caught in the replay. So I'm going to open up my non-alcoholic beer. It's delicious. And we'll get started on this thing. So, as you saw in the title, the whole thing said, you know, the Oshay Dukie Dueces. Because if you don't know who he is, that's Oshay Duke Jackson. I recently unsubscribed from this brother because this brother, I've just started noticing lately that he just been reaching. You know, I'm a fan of people in the black manosphere. I wouldn't call myself inside the manosphere, but I listen to a lot of content from people in the black manosphere. And when you change your whole format over to making stuff, and all your videos I see is like celebrity junk, there's enough finger pointing and gossiping and back and forth that goes on in the black manosphere. There is enough of that. And me, I'm just over it. So if he decided to leave because of people in the black manosphere defending just pearly things, I'm all with it. Because I don't have to defend her. I don't defend that woman. She another young chick who put her foot in her mouth for the sake of growing a channel. And this goes back to what I was telling people about. See, I don't want it like that. I don't want to be on this like that. Everything that I paid for, that I got this setup that I got, is no donation money needed. Not working to get donation money needed. I did this all because I like to have nice things from a technology standpoint. I like to have stuff like that. I like to have things for me, not to make any money off of it. So, if you don't know, Just Pearly Things, which is the tall, red-headed woman who has taken the internet by storm, especially because of her talking points, which I've heard come out of the likes of It's Tay Tay Baby, Roma Army, and many others. It's like a niche territory. But anyway, she asked for how her business setup is. Very tight-knit, very ran well. I can't front that. But the thing is, when you bring on somebody like Nick Fuentes, who we all know is not even suspected, he's outright dub S, incel. This is all stuff coming from his mouth. When you bring him on, and then you make the cardinal sin of quoting something Alex Haley says, totally just to ease the move over. Like, I've sat there and I watched Obsidian break down this whole video for over 4+ hours. So I'm not just going off the emotions here. I'm going off of what I've seen in front of me. You got two people up there that didn't know what the fuck they were talking about throughout the whole video. One has a ill-conceived notion of what how he interprets history, and the other one, Taurean Pearl, just was completely clueless. Completely clueless. But that's the top layer, but it goes deeper than that. You had people like Mamiya Obsidian Ali, who I'm subscribed to, and people in the comment section really just like at odds. How could you defend this woman? And you know why they say, how could you defend this woman? It's because of her race. That's basically what it is. And I'm saying to myself, this is where the conflict starts at with me, because at the same time, you got a lot of females on here, black women, in the YouTube space who have for years has wished death upon black men, who have wished death upon black babies, talking about aborting them. People like Brooklyn Blue, Kendall St. Charles, whatever the fuck she calls herself, Cynthia G, all these women making a grift off of talking about we are bullet bags and we deserve to die. You have people like Successful Ladies Live, who's homeless right now. You got her. All I'm saying, you know, because I remember years ago, it was a story about a black female who shot a black man to death who was trying to rob her, and she was celebrating, like, doing that, and I'm like, holy shit. Now, I'm not saying this woman shouldn't have defended herself, but you were celebrating the fact that she killed a black man. If she would have killed a Mr. Charlie, you wouldn't have had nothing to say. We got women like this all the time on fucking, on this channel, I mean on YouTube, running their mouth for all these years, and some average plain Jane white girl all of a sudden quoted Alex Haley and everybody loses their shit, but yet y'all don't go shut Cynthia G down. Y'all don't go shut her down. Like she don't deserve to be shut down for the shit that she said. Her and her ill poom poom cohort Nihilist vibes or whatever she calls herself, yuck mouth Taz, y'all don't shut none of them down. But y'all all bent over backwards waiting for any mistake for some PC female to make. Y'all was waiting for that one. And this is not me defending her. I just find it funny that we can't get right directly as black people, but y'all entertaining this. And yeah, I know. Oh, but she hires black people. There's a lot of black people on the counter. Yeah, we know that. Some people know her and they talk to her off camera. They know her. Those are the bigger wigs up there. I'm not even talking about them. Now, if they want to defend her because they know her the way I don't know her, by all means, go ahead. But personally, I felt like you put your foot in your mouth, young lady. You put your foot in your mouth by even saying that. And now you have to explain yourself. And this is where the real fun begins. And I'm not saying fun because I'm wishing ill on you. I'm just saying how much content I'm going to have to endure over this whole situation. I know black women are happy on this one. The attention off them. Now that they got Obsidian basically mediating and being involved in this and analyzing this, that's less he have to keep, you know, to keep the attention on them. This whole thing, even online, I find it crazy that us as black people, we have so much dysfunction. So much dysfunction. And something got to give. Something seriously got to give. But I know I skipped real quick. I glanced over the whole situation with Oshay Duke Jackson. But let me get back to that, because I already said what I needed to say about Pearl. Oshay, if you really gone, let's get back into that. You do celebrity junk, which is, what does that do for the black manosphere? I mean, it's even to the fact that I even find it like I don't even entertain it so much by the likes of Jada Black. I really don't. I really don't entertain it much. Like, are you telling us stories and you giving your take on celebrity stories from a red pill perspective? Yes, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't relate to people in Hollywood. I just don't. I don't want to talk constant. I don't want to sit here and talk about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. It's all I need to say. That's all that. All these other people like how many stories about Larsa Pippen have you heard about this whole thing when she accused Scottie Pippen of having her have sex about 4 times a day or a night or something like that. Like, who wants to, like, seriously, I don't care about that. We got bigger fish to fry. But like I said, it's this whole Black Queen thing. Like, nobody wants to bring up the fact that it's a symbiote circle of cowardice. Everybody talk about celebrity shit, but it's a symbiote circle of cowardice that goes in the Black community, from the black matriarch to the son and daughters, and it just keeps going around and around. The game is out, actually. I'm about to probably buy it. Yeah, I know Lance Reddick died. They haven't announced where. They said natural causes so far, but of course, everybody, you know how Negroes get. You got Negroes on there saying already that, oh, Lance Reddick died and he was fully vaccinated. That's why he died. I'm like, nigga. It had to be black people to start spreading that stuff. Oh, Irene Cara, the legendary R&B singer, passed away months ago. Oh, it was because of the COVID vaccine. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, I've heard about Lance Reddick, and I'm probably gonna purchase the RE4 remake to play on the PC. But like I was saying, it's a symbiote circle of cowardice. See, I've noticed something years ago, and it's funny that Obsidian recently said it, but the cowardice, I've known about black women and their cowardice for years. They got all the smoke for us as black men. You know why? Because they know collectively we're not going to return fire as aggressive as women will. Black women, they are afraid of other black women. They're afraid of comfort, like they're afraid of a conversation that goes somewhere, a conversation that's professional, a conversation that's courteous. See, they like to throw their shots at you, then they like to talk over you. That's the style of arguing that I see a lot of women doing. When I see black men doing it, I know basically who was the heaviest influence in their life, and it was their mothers. Because no black man of masculinity, of strong masculinity, of a positive masculine figure in his life argues like that. No brother argues like that who had a positive and strong male influence in life. They don't argue like that. And I know sometimes it's hard to be patient with some people when they're talking that bullshit. You can hear that they talking the bullshit. You just want to shut them up. See, you got to learn how to stop that too. You got to be better. So, like I was saying, to keep going on about this whole thing about the circle of cowardice, it's just that they teach the kids to be like, to be just as spineless as they are and argue the same way they are, and it grows up, and then it just keeps going around and round, and then just generational dysfunction, generational ignorance. It's just too much, man. It's too much. So I am so glad. I'm glad, kind of glad, that this man declared it took a snow bunny to get Oshay up out of here. And I know it sounds like it's a place of hate, but let me tell you my personal problem with it. It ain't just because his content doesn't do anything for me. It's because basically he been reaching for a minute now. I remember when the whole situation months ago happened between Ja Morant's dad and Shannon Sharp at a game. And this guy makes a motherfucking video, and guess what he says? Oh, Shannon Sharp has all this smoke for Ja Morant, for another black man and his dad and stuff, and you jumping big and tough, but look how he was, he didn't have nothing to say to Skip Bayless, because he afraid of that white man, and blah, 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 and he that. I'm like, number one, Oshay, you reaching. And I told him this in his comment section. And he responded. I told him this in the comment section. You reaching, bro. You are the same dude that would get on here and say how unstable and how emotional Shannon Sharpe is if he would have put pause on John Morant and his dad. You would talk about it's not a good look. He can't control his emotions and all this other stuff. But because he's on his show that he's contracted on Fox Sports, and he over there and he got to stop himself from saying and doing something he regret to out of professionalism. All of a sudden he ain't got no smoke for Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless knew just what the fuck he was doing. Skip Bayless knew that Shannon Sharpe couldn't give him the pause. He couldn't give him the pause. He couldn't give him the reaction he wanted because of professionalism. Oh, but see, he don't respect Shannon. And you see, you reaching this. You do this to other black men. This is what you doing. And I see this a lot in Black Manosphere. We got a lot of smoke for the black man for no fucking reason at all. Only because we disagree. We all grown ass men. We should behave as such. We should behave as such. Meanwhile, you over here saying he ain't got this, and he gave me a response saying, well, he shouldn't be acting like that if he ain't gonna do nothing. I'm like, cause I said, hold up, aren't you the same guy? And I just said it to you, the same guy who will be on here talking about how emotionally unstable he is, and a guy for trying to hold on and keep his job, all of a sudden he's a bitch for trying to keep his job. You don't pay his bills. See, the problem is messing around with a lot of these niggas on the internet and in real life. I'm telling you this from black man to black man, messing around trying to appease gossiping ass niggas will get you in trouble. Oh, what's going on? What's going on, CK? What is good? You're not playing that RE4 remake? I'm thinking about buying it. But anyway, you got a lot of fucking nerve doing that. You just been reaching. I just unsubbed from him from that, and that was months ago. But you get suggestions, and his community post came up saying that he's leaving the manosphere and stuff, and I'm like, I hope you're serious. I hope you're not joking, because I don't give a shit about you. I really don't. Who life are you helping? And that could be said question and arguably be said about a lot of people in the black manosphere. Like, who lives are you really helping? You said I haven't been able to play the game because I was tired yesterday, but I'm listening to your podcast live stream. Yeah. This one was impromptu. Like, it's such a fucking mess going on. But it's funny. And it's always the pro-blacks. It's always the pro-blacks that got the most to say. And the ones who do the most criticizing. They be sitting there just waiting. And like, they got like, they got a palette detector that detects anything white, and the moment it slips up, they just ready to pounce on it like tigers. Them crackers don't care about us. A lot of them don't. Like, this stuff here, they probably just watch it from the shadows, looking at all the dysfunction. And it's sad because homegirl I was listening in the background with my headphones on throughout the whole thing, this Obsidian podcast, as he was analyzing her 3-hour interview with Nick Fuentes. And you already know the history he has. You have a racist incel who's not that bright. That's 3 dangerous combos. That's a trifecta. Incel, so incels got a lot of hatred, a lot of pent up hatred. They blame all their shortcomings on Chad, Tyrone, and all types of other things. And then on top of that, they got the internet on their side, and there's people who are like-minded, and then there's confirmation bias all over the internet. And with confirmation bias, you will believe. It's hard for people today to believe anything because they don't want to see the facts right in front of them. And if you show it, you show them ironclad sources, and you show the data and the facts, they will tell you it's fake news. Now, there's some fake news out there. We got CNN, we got Fox News, we got other channels. They are pushing the agenda. They both got their agendas. But you got your own mind. But when you got people putting that bug in your fucking ear all the time, you're going to go to which one tells you more of the shit that you need to hear. So you can sleep better at night rather than the truth, which is a hard pill to swallow. Alright, let me see if let me see if I can show you guys something. Let me work on something here. I am trying to, let's go to browser green screen. Let's go to, let's see what I can find. Matter of fact, no, that's not it. Alright, let's see if I can find something for you. You said there's also rumors about the RE4 remake that they're gonna plan to make a cover. They shit. They hear enough people telling them to make the RE on the Code Veronica one. They hear enough people saying that, but I ain't gonna spoil you anything about the RE4 remake from what I've seen. I mean, everything's on the internet already, you know. But the ending was interesting. I want to see what happens with this ending because the ending's a little different from the original. Alright, so let me see if I can find this for you. So I think you guys will get a kick out of this. You want to get a kick out of this political Karen. Let me see if I can edit it or so, because I don't want to. I'm trying not to reveal the name all too much, but fuck it, I might just do that. I don't care. So let me just give me 1 second, and I will. Let's go to Google Chrome. Done. All right, so matter of fact, give me a second. Hello, my darling. All right, so let me go to Messenger. Go. Where's message at? Oh, right here. Let's see if I can find it. Alright. Alright, so here we go right here. Alright, here we go. Just check this out. Are you ready for this? Just watch. Let's see. Right. If I can, I'm trying to maximize it. Matter of fact, that might not do it. Let me see. Let's go to Messenger, Facebook Messenger. I just gotta show you a story that I went through. Whew. Okay. Let's see if I can get this running. Yeah, I don't understand them at all either. Look at this gray I got on my bed. You think I'm a spring chicken? It's still hard to understand. Oh, this is not it. Let me just go back to here. So I don't use the desktop version of FB. All right, let's see. Trying to see all the messages. All right, here we go. All right. Just check this out. Let's go back to OBS. And let's go to, let's see, browser. I'm trying to find a browser right now. Give me 1 second. It's here. Damn, I can't get it to go. I was trying to show you like a situation I went through. Hold on. Let's go to interact. I was trying to get to it, but it won't let me interact with it. So I have to do it through OBS. Alright, no shame. Let's go here. Browser green screen. We're gonna have to do it through here. And we're gonna go to properties. Across the pond, carrying backfire planet. I can't wait to see this tomorrow. Taurean Reign Reloaded. A lot of transformers. Alright, I'm gonna have to go here. Let's go to properties. I'm gonna go here. Here we go. Figuring this all out on the fly, yo. You know, ever since I got the new computer, Facebook is still, YouTube's still terrible. Still horrible. Meaning that the speed of the videos is still just god awful for no reason at all. And it ain't because I got a slow computer. My computer's fastest as it's ever been. Let me see. I don't know it anymore. I don't even know my own password. Let me see. Alright. I think that's it. Let's try this. Here we go. Let's magically log into here. There I am. Alright, so now let's go here. Yeah, I want to show you this now. Right here. You want to talk about Karen shit? Check this out. Now, check this out. That's her in gray and that's me in blue. Just read it. Just, bruh. I'll read it out for you now. You know what? Why don't you just unfriend me? Only time you comment or leave a laugh emoji is when I post Trump or Blue Lives posts because you are a liberal douche. Okay? So my response is, I'm not either, but your behavior and reaction to me is the same the liberals folks are known for. To me, it's the other side of the same coin. I have nothing insulting to say to you. She said, your laughing emoji is insulting. I'd rather be a Republican than a liberal douche. I'm like, too much imposing but no change. Just who way has had more every 4 years but nothing productive for my people. I'd rather be neither, but I'm not going to fault you. I'm laughing at the post. I'm sorry if that insults you, but I'm not doing it to change your mind. And her, oh, believe me, you won't, but Trump was one of the best presidents, but liberal douchebags can't stand him. Anyway, you just went straight for the insult without even knowing my political stance was my response to her. And look, this is her reaction. This is how fucking oblivious and how they throw stones and hide their hands. And you know this is a white woman, right? So where did I insult you? And if I did, oh well. I was like, wow, calling me a liberal douche isn't insulting? Well, you seem like one. And I'm like, don't matter. We don't know each other that well in the aspect to politics. We're both in the EMS field. That's where we should leave it. You feel a certain way about that laughing emoji? Now I know you won't see it again because I'm not beat for the bullshit over something that's counterproductive to my personal life. So I was like, she was like, okay, just keep it the EMS then. I said, fine with me. And she put her thumb up. And I said, but I'll leave you with one thing. Don't ever come at me like you're here to police my views or prejudge me or be good. And she said, I'm sorry, and we are good. And that's how it ended. You see? Oh, yeah, I saw 69 get jumped. You saw what he had on? But but before I move on to 69, you see this shit I deal with? This is the type of fucking people I work with in the EMS field. Sorry about that. That is the type of people I work with in the EMS field. As for the Tekashi 6ix9ine thing, why he had on what he had on? Who works out in an outfit like that? Like, bro, did you stage this? Getting beat up? Nah, I don't know. I was looking at that like, bro, like I could not believe what I saw he had on. I was bugging. Hold on a second. Let's go here. Let's go to interact. Let's go back. Let's go here. Let's go to properties. Boom. Let's go back to YouTube. Oh, Florence Pugh. Discovery of Jaden Robica. Yeah, that boy was killed. I love me some Florence Pugh. But anyway, let's get to what I wanted to talk about. Let's try to find this. Here it is, right there. Jumped in gem. Yo, look what he had on, bro. Just like, seriously, look at the thumbnail. I'm like, yo, I'm looking at the thumbnails. This guy jumps for security footage. Yeah, and I'm not going to be one. You see, I don't really give a shit about Tekashi 6ix9ine. I really don't. And I'm not going to be like, see, this was what I was talking about earlier. That's why I'm not going to really go into too much detail. But this is what I was talking about earlier. How a lot of black folks, we be looking at a lot of non-black people and just waiting for their downfall. I ain't beat for that, you know? Like I said, I got bigger fish to fry. I got to worry about my own. And when you try to get your own on point and you try to, y'all want to be on code and coexist and hold each other accountable so we can stay on code, everybody want to defend the fuckery. Like, there's still people out there defending Ciara. Now, I'm going to ask you this. I don't think none of you married. But if you have a wife and y'all both claim to be devout Christians now, would you let that bitch wear what Ciara wore on the runway? I'll wait for the answer, and I'll wait for it. I'll wait for it. Would you let her wear that shit? Sorry, I'm just ripping through these non-alcoholic beers. This is Athletic Brewing. Sorry, the can's kind of translucent because it's the chroma key. But Run Wild IPA, Athletic Brewing, 65 calories, and it has 14 carbs. 14 carbs. The barley has natural electrolytes in it, and it has natural electrolytes in it. It's better for you than a sports drink. I learned that from Moxley. He's absolutely correct. John Moxley said it. He said Suge Knight was involved. Oh man, isn't he locked up still? He was in court. Suge Knight, that big motherfucker who dangled a Vanilla Ice from his window and was evoking so much. He was bullying so many people. The moment he about to go to jail for killing someone, he started getting in there, acting like Harvey Weinstein and how Bill Cosby acted. They act all fragile and old and feeble. That's why I called Bill Cosby Palpatine. When that shit happened, I called him Emperor Palpatine. Because I know this controversial take. I know black people out there that believe Bill Cosby didn't do it. I ain't one of those niggas. Sorry. And we can agree on everything else but that. But that motherfucker did something. So I'll call him Palpatine. Speaking of Suge Knight, he was doing the same thing. He started like, I'm so sick and doing all this shit for sympathy. You a big motherfucker who actually on a Jimmy Kimmel show years ago, you let it slip that you possibly gave Eazy-E AIDS. You think I'm making this up. He was a guest on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and he mentioned how you can just inject somebody with an infected needle and they get it and will never know. He mentioned that, and we all know that the late Eazy-E died of AIDS. None of the mothers of his children had AIDS. None of his kids got it because he didn't pass it to them. He contracted it mysteriously somehow. And then Suge just randomly says this shit? Come on. He said Cosby gloves did it not him, aka the DNA imprint. What was that? Was it Tina Fey and fucking Amy Poehler? I put the pills in the people. They're so fucked up. Alright, so let me see. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, Suge Knight. Look at this. Well, that text there is misleading, but just listen to this.
Fresh out of jail, I'll come check you out, right?
Right.
Why the bulletproof vest?
Oh, it's not. Oh no, that's just it's the new style. You've been in the can for a while. This is what everybody. That's what all the talk show hosts are wearing.
This is a new thing, right?
Yeah.
See, if somebody gonna do something about it, see,
Right.
technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right?
Right.
So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS,
Yeah.
and then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
well,
the
that
death
seems
don't happen.
bad.
That's
Yeah.
a slow death.
Yeah. Yeah.
An easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See?
Oh, no. Okay.
See?
Way to lighten the mood.
Wow. Well,
That's why I believe he right where he belong. You don't make jokes like that. And we all know this was the man that got Dr. Dre out of his record deal with he got him out of the contract with Eazy-E by force. He got him out of that by intimidation, and then on top of that, you did this to him. So yeah, I believe he right where he belonged. He could get up in there and do that that shit that Uncle Junior did on The Sopranos. Pretend like you retarded and all that other stuff. Oops, am I gonna get flagged for that one? Pretend like you mentally diminished. I remember that because I looked into it like before I saw that clip that I just showed you. I looked into it and none of his kids got it. None of the mothers of his children don't have it either. Boom. He got Arthur Ashe up in here. Arthur Ashe got it. The legendary tennis player got it through a blood transfusion. Supposedly. So, what do you do? What do you say? Damn, Carsey's still playing Resident Evil Remake. Let's see. Let's check in on him. All right, let's go back to it. This is one of the guys I follow that play. He's playing it on hardcore. He's been playing it. He puts in hours. This guy works his ass off playing as a professional. He plays video games for a living. He's still going through it right now, playing it on hardcore. So yeah, Carson and SPA is still going. Let's go to interact.
Wow, it didn't blow up the barrel. I'm impressed.
You shouldn't be shocked about it when it comes to this one. You shouldn't be shocked about it. Guess who's playing Ashley in the RE4 remake? Y'all should know this already. She has been in everything. She's been in. This is the third game in a row that she's been in doing voice work. Take a shot in the dark. Who's Ashley in RE4 remake? Like, guess, take a shot in the dark. Who's that voice actress of Ashley in RE4 remake? Just real quick. I was like, I said it before in the old video before the RE4 remake came out. Ain't it funny that she might just end up playing the character in this game too? Who she's gonna play this time? It's sure enough she's playing somebody. She's playing Ashley. Yep, Nicole Tompkins. You got it right. She went from Jill to playing Daniela. She played two people in RE Village. She played two people, Daniela, and she played the girl at the beginning that died, the one that fell whose father got infected and she fell down and she just died abruptly. They said originally she was supposed to be a playable character longer in the game, but they cut it short due to time restraints. But yeah, she played 2 characters in Village, and now she's playing Ashley. But I gotta give props to Nick Apostolidis. When it comes to RE4 remake, I gotta give props to him because he really just, now that they allow him to speak in a more like in a more like a more mature tone, he really sound like a 21-year-old Leon Kennedy when RE2 remake came out, and now he sounds like an older Leon Kennedy, like someone that's about almost a decade older. And we all know Leon is 6 years older now and has gone through a lot of training. So shout out to Nick. Like, Nick Apostolidis did his thing in this game. And I think I said it before, I believe the same voice actor who played Heisenberg and Nikolai is also Luis. So Capcom know just what they're doing. This is how they want to keep a steady group of voice actors that they can rely on to play different characters, so they don't have to go through this rigorous process of hiring. They can get these games into production much quicker. Who knows? Who's to say right now that Stephanie Panicello, who is RE2 Remake's Claire, isn't working on the Code Veronica remake right now with Jeff Shine, who's coming back more than likely as Chris? Who's to say that while Nicole Tompkins and Nick Apostolidis really lead this game, and the guy who plays Duke, he's the merchant. If you can't tell that's him, I don't know what to tell you. It's probably the same voice actor. That's what it sounds like to me. The same voice actor that played the Duke and RE Village is the merchant in this remake. But I think the most people got upset is about they don't like the new Ada's voice. And I can hear why they don't like it, but I understand why her voice is the way it is. And it ain't just because Jolene Anderson didn't come back to play Ada. I believe it's because Ada has really become like a spy. After what happened in RE2 remake, she's become detached. She can't let herself get like that again. Like get attached to somebody like Leon. She still is attached to Leon, but she can't let it happen again. So her voice is more detached, and she's trying to really focus on the task at hand. So she has a cold, somewhat cold and emotionless voice. Whereas Leon, he's older and he's a little bit more detached also and hardened. So everybody's gone through this change in this game. Those Leon and Ada has gone through changes. Yeah, but yeah. A lot of people do think her voice is terrible, and I understand where that's coming from. But my thing is that I get it. Don't like it, but I get it. Because they got all the time in the world to work on that and have her do it better and better and better and better. No, do that. Put some more emotion into it. I think that's just exactly what they wanted. Or there's another factor that the voice actress was trying to sound a little bit too much like Jolene Anderson, too much of her mannerisms rather than bring it her own flair to it. That's another big factor that could play in as well. But Leon was on point. I like Ashley's voice. Ashley's a lot less annoying in this one. A lot of people don't like the new Krauser voice, but Krauser sounds psychotic. He sounds psychotic in this compared to the old one. He just sound like, in the old one, he sounded like Clint Eastwood. Like somebody was trying to do a Clint Eastwood, which I like. But It took a sick, sadistic, battle-hardened son of a bitch to train Leon Kennedy and Krauser. Now the voice sounds like that. This dude was sick. Somebody who would totally train Leon and using everything he could against Leon. And you see that in this game, in the remake, that Major Krauser, yes, he's his commanding officer and trainer this time around, he used Leon's insecurities against him. Mind games to throw Leon off. And that voice that go with saying the stuff that he was saying, that he says to Leon during the fights in this remake, it wouldn't come off the same way that it would with the voice actor, who I believe the voice actor for Krauser passed away. I think he's gone. I think he's deceased, if I'm correct. But anyway, this new voice fits with that type of like sadistic, that hardcore sadistic type of character. Because in the old one, he's like, you catch on quick, just as I expected. And I'm like, and something else that's missing from the remake that they kind of retconned is the fact that Leon never mentioned that you working with Wesker. They retcon some things. Leon don't know Wesker. Leon never met Wesker. So they retcon a lot of things in this remake to make more sense. And there are points in the game where you actually do see illusions and hallucinations due to the Plagueis parasite, which a lot of people was hoping. And that is I think that is a little Easter egg to the original version, Resident Evil 3.5, where you get possessed and you see things that aren't there. So they played a little Easter egg to it, and it's a good way to show perspective of how the parasite starts to control your brain, and you start to see things. All right, let's get that back into focus. And you start to see things, so that's a good way to finally show that. But I seen like the regenerators and the Garrador attacks. Whew. Those Garradors, they got armored Garradors, they got the standard ones. I like it though. I'm gonna give it a shot sooner or later. Yeah, he do got that Vegeta type of thing on there, and he do got somewhat of that Vegeta style voice from the American version. I'm sorry. When I grew up on Dragon Ball, it was Japanese voice actors. They do it for me. The lady whose voice Goku for so many decades, that's Goku. I don't like Sean Schemmel as Goku. I never liked him as Sean Schemmel. I really do. And people would sit there and try to say, I don't like Japanese voice. That sounds stupid. I was like, that's because you basically grew up on the dub. I was importing. Give me 1 second. Hey Google, stop. See, I grew up on I used to go to Chinatown and buy the subbed versions. So I grew up on that Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z was out when I was in high school in the 90s. So I grew up on that. That's why I have an affinity to the Japanese Seiyu than I do the American voice actors. I do. Speaking of Dragon Ball, I just realized that not so long ago that Beerus is just a anamorphic Sphinx cat. You ever saw those cats? The hairless cats, the Egyptian cats? I just realized that Beerus is just an anamorphic Sphinx cat. I like Beerus though. I like how He the god of destruction, but him and his superior love the ramen noodle soup. They full of it. They like, these are two of the most powerful beings in the universe. And they fucking love that ramen that they get. They like it's like crack to them. That's funny how that is a super. Let me see. See, he's still playing to me. Get out of this. Catch up to it. Let me interact. Let me see. See, they even got it. They even got it here with the ramen. See? They even have it here to play. Like, you see, like, oh man, good ramen is crack. I know a lot of people buy the ones from the store. I do too, but real quality ramen is hard to come by. Especially over here, you gotta go to a ramen shop. And I think there's one in the Heights. You know what? I might just do that very soon. I need to get me some real quality ramen. But yes, as you can see, Beerus loves the ramen. Trunks. It's the hourglass, so he's waiting for it to be cooked. Okay. Love Beerus stuff. See, I want to get flagged for showing it too much, but yeah, it's funny. It's funny, like how they got that after all these years. I can't believe like how long Dragon Ball has just been running before I even knew of it. Like when I was real young to now at nearly 45. How long just Dragon Ball in all its iterations, from Dragon Ball to Z to GT, which turns out to be, they retconned it into an alternate universe, to Super, which is the Z universe, but the next chapter. It's crazy how long it's been running. Oops. Got a little bit of beer on me, non-alcoholic beer. But I ain't have really much to say. I had to just get on there real quick and put this out there, because honestly, at the end of the day, for Duke Jackson and Just Pro again, I feel nothing. It's just it's just really that I can't believe so many people got their panties in a bunch over this, over what some white chick is doing. You know? But y'all not shutting down the black women who on here wishing death on other black men and saying they would, abort black male babies and shit like that. Y'all not wishing for her, wishing for their demise. But you all of a sudden y'all got like the pitchforks out for some tall, average looking white woman. By her own words, she's average. You got no smoke for her though. I mean, you got no smoke for your own, even when they wish harm upon others. Anyway, y'all, I don't know what to even say about that anymore. I said everything I needed to say, and I am going to take a nap, and then I'm going to walk these dogs. Maybe I should walk the dogs first, because if I take a nap, I probably don't want to get up. Anyway. It's been good. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Fury. I'm here. And I'm out. So, yeah. Peace.